Hello, welcome to the PolyInnovator channel. I am Dustin and I aspire to be an Innovation Polymath. I created a DIY degree based around the ideal of being a PolyInnovator. Today I am sharing what you could do to create your own. You could use various micro-credentials to build your degree as well. If you are unfamiliar with them, I created a video explaining nearly all the options you have online. Link will be at the top of the description. Overall, I think the process is rather easy, and I say that knowing full well that many people are not going to fit into this dynamic, at the moment at least. Let me explain. The process of creating a degree, gathering the resources, and transmuting them into a traditional degree is actually an easy concept. The path is actually very simple. Do this, do that, then boom. However, the actual doing of such things is the difficult part. The people before me had even less resources, and not to mention even more out to set out to prove. At this point, I think me and whoever joins me at this stage has the ideal position. We may not have as much resources as the people in the future will, but we do have a relatively blue ocean, which is in reference to the Blue Ocean Shift, a very outstanding book. I also found an article that talks about some similar ideas to this channel about designing your own education, so check it out. It's down below. I have the link for that book as well. At this point, you may be thinking, well, I'm not cut out for such a process. I'll just wait. Please don't. In the most serious manner I can convey to you, please don't pass up on this opportunity. The potential prospect behind being some of the first people to experiment with a modular degree will set a monumental precedent in the future of education. I am more than happy to miniaturize my degree for those who are interested in the same field as I am, but if not, then I can help you curate your own list. Speaking of which, I'm actually really wanting to take up the mantle of the quote-unquote doityourselfdegree.com, which was a website by Jay Cross, who it seems is still quite interested in that idea. He still owns the domain and the IP. As if you go to the website now, it's just some HTML with a new domain. There's not much on there. Although I feel like there might be something here soon, hopefully. On that site, in the past, you could find information sort of akin to the BA in 4 weeks, where it talked about taking Clep tests and going into an open-minded school, transferring in with credits. I've spent some of my day today actually using the Wayback Machine, which is a website to see what the original do-it-yourself degree website was like. And I have to say I'm both impressed and disappointed. Jay, if you're watching this, don't take that the wrong way. I'll explain. When I saw the branding for the company, I thought, wow, this guy went all out. The website had a relatively good user flow for when it came out, which is saying something. There were some resources for those who were new, but it was more of a landing page for consulting. From what I can tell, he seemed like it was worth the time, but I felt like it lacked something, mainly more content. As someone who has continuously made content in some shape or form over the years, I know just how powerful and important it can be. I found the website to be incomplete without it. This is why I feel confident to be able to revive that idealism, regardless if I'm doing do-I degree, do-it-yourself degree, or some other education endeavor. At this point, let's switch gears. The point of a DIY degree, in my view, is to continue your education. First and foremost, regardless of what the outcome may be, and I feel like some people will have a hard time wrapping their heads around this idea, if they haven't pursued much self-development in their lives, at least, which, to be honest, is quite a normal thing. It really is. It is my hope that I can help guide people into that life, and for those who are already in that growth mindset, I can help further along. Even after all this time making podcasts and making these videos, I still get nervous on the camera. That's why the last clip had a little bit of a stutter. I was trying to figure out where I was in my script because it's easier for me to speak to all of you if I write it out ahead of time. I've tried actually to go full intuition and try to go just from videos. So I decided I'd leave that in there and kind of tell you guys why I did, because I feel like having that more truthful reaction, even though it's not the greatest quality of video, will give you more of an impact as a viewer than just kind of going through it. Alright, now this being said, it is my prediction that we are to go, as a society, going to continue down the micro-credential path instead of actually years-long degrees. This is going to be a much better process, not only for learning cycles, as everyone learns differently, but also new ambitions could be reached. This new education will give way for people who couldn't probably go to college before, have a strong chance. On top of that, using this DIY degree pathway could open up even more doors for people. I see this path as having a wide reach for many, many people, but only a few, at least at this time, will more than likely have the discipline to accomplish it now. As time goes on, and more people start to do it, then it will become easier for the late adopters. Okay, folks, I need some feedback because I am not able to get the do-it-yourself degree domain. Then I have to choose another. So, some of these different domains can be kind of expensive, but what I want to know is what you guys prefer, regardless of the price. So I'll leave the price out of it. Perhaps DIY.degree. The next one will be DIYdegree.academy. Do-it-yourself.degree. Do-it-yourself.college. Do-it-yourself.education, which that one's kind of cool. Or DIYdegree.education might be interesting as well. Some sort of combination of those seem like could be a good idea. Because I don't want to necessarily take the traffic away from Jay's website if he brings that back up. But I feel like having two different websites for people to go to will be better for people in the long run. All of them seem interesting to say the least. I find that .com is relatively oversaturated, as well as not suitable for an education platform. Too bad I can't get .edu due to regulations. Now let's see if an autodidactic path, or one of purely education endeavor, or the accelerated traditional degree with credit tests like Clep is better for you. And it really comes down to three things. First, if you have the capacity for both financially and the determination to afford a degree. This really goes for both sides, but I say this leaning more towards traditional, as the tests still cost anywhere between $20 to $100, and micro-credentials can be a couple hundred to almost a couple grand. Mind you, this is still significantly cheaper than a base degree, even if you are in a second degree right now, or in a degree right now. Second, do you have the capacity to hunker down, day in, day out, and maintain the knowledge absorption, high impact days, and the really slow, very little progress days, as there's going to be a lot of both. I think that the literal only reason why I can is because I am 100% dedicated to my North Star, and my goals go before anything else, even eating sometimes, which is saying a lot as I work at a gym. If you choose more of Clep, there may be more of a structure in the way you go for your own goals as well. Lastly, it depends on your desired career. Some people know what they want, like me. Others have no idea. They always say that college is a good place to learn it, but I disagree. Not only is it far too expensive nowadays, but it's far too structured for the experimentation needed to discover what you like. Now, there's some colleges that are more suitable for that, so bear that in mind. But for most, you can literally attempt at something for years and find out you don't like it anymore. Or you could try something for a few days and love it. College, it gives you a good environment for that, but only for a few things. You only have enough time in your day or in the years there to actually experiment. You need the freedom to dip your hands in all the different cookie jars if you are unsure. Conversely, if you are sure where you want to go, the credit path may be an accelerated tool you need to get started that much sooner for a degree. Now, I want all of this to be taken with a grain of salt because you never know what path may lie ahead. There is something I learned from Eastern philosophies that I tell to my students, especially when they are a bit lost. It is not about the destination, it's about the journey to there. Now, one little last thing, what sort of degree would you like to create? What would you want to fill it with? And please tell me in the comments below. I read all of them. So, have a good day. Thank you all for coming.